Welcome to Skukuza Airport in the middle of Kruger National Park. This airport, which is managed and operated by Airlink, is very special, with everything from elephants breaking down its perimeter fence on a regular basis to a short sloping runway and a beautiful open-air terminal that's one of my new favorites. Let's take a look around and see how this airport in the middle of the bush is run. All right, I found a good spot here on top of the fire truck. Amazing. Would you look at this amazing terminal? And Karen here is showing me around as manager here. I mean, can you imagine if all airports were like this? Stunning. And it's like there's a lot of bats up in the top of this thatch roof. This airport, the land it's on, is part of Kruger National Park, so it's owned by SANParks, South Africa National Parks, and they work in public-private partnership with Airlink here, who is managing every aspect of the airport, and they're on a concession that runs for 10 years. At the moment, they've been extended to 2027, and they're bidding for the next 10-year span. So that's an interesting one, because then Airlink will be here putting in investment, all the work to keep things maintained. That obviously costs money. You want to make sure that's going to be paying off dividends in the long run. So interesting process in terms of the public-private nature of how this works. And you have various lodges around the Kruger Park inside that are doing the same sort of thing. Private management of public lands, basically, and working with the government to obtain and renew those concessions. They've also got a really nice shop in this airport, perfect for the last-minute souvenir shopping. It's actually really appealing stuff in here. Only problem is my bag is totally full.
Okay, so you're basically just running around, just having a look at the airports and seeing what's new and what's different, and
especially curious about the whole wildlife control aspect of it, but generally everything.
We've grown 480% in the last 10 years.
In terms of passenger numbers?
Yeah.
Wow.
There was a veld fire, bushfire over there.
Yeah.
And it was coming this way slowly and gently, all in perfect control.
Yeah.
There were lots of people there, all the guides and rangers from the privates and concessions came to help us, and everything was perfect. And then suddenly this, I don't know, it must have been a bird's nest or a rat's nest or something, went up in the smoke and started drifting up in the heat. When there was no hot air coming up, it sort of just dropped down on top of the airport thatch roof.
Wow, what luck.
And away it went.
Wow.
We never cancelled a flight, delayed a flight, nothing. We managed to keep everything going.
Wow.
Okay, the airport shares facilities with what they call the MAJOC, the Mission Area Joint Operations Center. And they do all the anti-poaching and game capture and game counting and all that sort of stuff.
Right.
Is launched from here.
Is this one of their aircraft? Looks like it's not in service.
It's not in service, that's been retired.
Yeah, okay.
So there's two hangars here. I think there's 3 helicopters. I think one's out at the moment, and they've got some fixed wings inside there. This is basically where they launch all the anti-poaching, game capture, game counting sorties from.
how cool is this bonus to get to see the Sandparks helicopters they're using for the anti-poaching actions they take around here. This is their base, and they have 3 helicopters here, based here. And I had no idea. I didn't realize. I knew about this operation, but I didn't know it was out of here. So really cool to get to see while we're visiting Skukuza.
This is one of the emergency crash gates. There's the flights come in from that direction and the other one.
Yeah.
And obviously take off in this and the other direction. So if it goes down on the outside there, the fire trucks will just crash through that gate.
Wow.
Hence the name crash gate.
Yeah.
And you'll see on the outside of the fence, there's a number of live wires and neutral wires. There's 10,000 volts going through there. There's a resident leopard that lives in that hole down there.
Really?
Yeah, he comes out occasionally, like every day. Do a perimeter check on the fence to make sure that we haven't had any elephant breaks.
Uh-huh.
And they come through very regularly.
Do they?
Yeah.
How often is regularly?
2-3 times a week. And then we have 2 or 3 weeks where we go with nothing. And then they hit us every day for about 10 days.
Wow.
You can see how the fence has just been, there's lots of places where the fence has just been fixed up, because our main priority is to get the fence up and protect other animals from coming in here during the flight hours.
Yeah. So the fence is the main way that you're keeping animals away, I guess. You're not doing sort of any other measures to sort of scare them off or things like that?
No, it's just the electric fence. You'll see this little patch here. We've been broken in and out of here 6 times. And all we've done is we've just straightened the fence and got it up again, just so that we can continue the flight operations.
Wow. So if you were to find a hole in the fence and it were not possible to repair, would you not have flights come in until that was repaired, or?
No, we would still have flights coming in.
Yeah.
We do check around and see if there are animals stranded in here, but so far, no, we've been fine.
Yeah. And do you do checks throughout the day, or it's mainly that 6 a.m. one?
I do checks in the morning and then through in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Kind of like what we're doing now.
Yeah. And then what's the procedure if you find an animal or a group of animals has entered? What's next?
Depending on the type of animal, we chase them out. If it's elephant, we chase them out, which is not our first prize, because all they do is they just break through the fence again.
Yeah.
So it gives us more work to do, but we can't exactly say to the elephant, listen, go back to where you broke in and then go out there, please.
Yeah.
And go and eat in the bush. They're very clever animals. They know that they've done wrong, and they sheepishly run away.
And are there other animals that you would take a different approach with?
Not really. We've had a zebra that was chased by lions come in here one day. The zebra dived through the fence trying to get away from the lions, but the poor zebra was unsuccessful, and the zebra broke through the fence. I'll show you where it was. And he stumbled down about here somewhere on the other side, and the lions nailed him there. It was quite funny, because when I was doing the fence patrol, and I went around and I saw the fence broken, and I thought, gee, this is strange. This is a very unusual type of break. So I sort of got out the car and I walked around, and I thought, gee, this is most unusual. This is not an elephant. And I said to myself, this is probably a lion. This looks like a lion track. And I went around the front of the car, and less than 5 meters from me was 2 lions and the dead zebra. They were eating.
Wow.
And I just saw them just coincidentally, but they were eating, and they sort of looked at me half-heartedly as if to say, are you wanting to share our meal with us? So I just very slowly retreated and got back into the car. Now here's an interesting thing. I don't know if your camera can pick up on the other side that there's a small fence there.
Yeah.
Okay, we call that the whisker fence. What happens when an elephant gets to the fence, he comes along and he gets his trunk and he can sense the energy on the live wires and obviously a lesser energy on the neutral wires. On occasions, I'm sure he's touched it with his trunk and been belted. But then after a bit of time, the elephants are very clever. What he does is he put his, and this is my opinion by the way, he puts his tusk underneath one of the live wires, pulls back, the live wire breaks, the fence goes down, and then he can walk in. So what we did is we put this, what we call the whisker fence up, because now Mr. Elephant comes along and he uses his trunk and he can feel the energy on all of those whiskers. And then he tries to get close enough for his tusk so he can hook the fence to break it. And he can't get close enough because those little whiskers are banging him the whole time on his trunk and his face.
Wow.
And since that, we put this up about 7 years ago. We haven't had a single break in here. We've had a couple of breakouts where the elephant has come in on the other side and they've broken out here. But remember, when they break out, the fence is already down from when they came in.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's been a quite a successful little experiment that we did here.
That's very smart. So would the idea be to extend it all the way around, or?
That would be the idea, yeah. Or if not all the way, the whole way around, we'll put it in strategic places where the elephant are continually breaking in. And in fact, I'm going to show you another ingenious little thing that the guy put in here 2 or 3 days ago. Okay, this corner here, the elephants break in all the time. 99% of the break-ins come in through this here. So if you look on the other side there, there's those wire mesh, and the guy has welded spikes into it. So when the elephant comes here, he puts his foot on the spikes, and it's uncomfortable for him, so he doesn't go in. And the guy put this in here 2 days ago. And so needless to say, no break yet. And you can secure that into the ground with other securing bolts.
Right. So if you see no breaks happen here for a long period, then you know it's something that's working.
Yeah. But he's only just put these up. These are very experimental at this stage. We've had smoke grenades, thunder flash grenades going off here, rig them up so when the elephant come and pull the fence, because what they do is they'll put their trunk around the top strand and pull it towards him and then put his foot on it and in he goes. But I don't think we'll redo the whole fence, but there'll be areas that we will cut and splice a new piece of wire in for the fencing and get it back up to looking like a decent fence again.
Right.
And then this part here is in fact Kruger National Park. The other side of the fence is Sabi Sands. This is a shambok pod tree. Monkeys eat those pods, elephant eat them. Elephant eat everything. Now, in my time, just to tell you how clever these bloody elephants are, you see this bit of fence here? You can see we splice in a new piece of fence. This area here had been particularly badly damaged by elephant breaks before my time. And we haven't had any elephant breaks coming in on this. Well, there's been 2 or 3, but not many. More so going out. But no breaks coming in on this area here. So I got new guys come in and they said they were knowledgeable on how to fix fences and all that. So once we had fixed all the broken fences and things, I said to them, I gave them an initiative test. I said, I want you to cut here and cut over there and splice in a new piece of fence, just as a tester to see how good they were. They put in the new fence and it looked perfect. Within 1 week, the elephant broke in here. It was bizarre.
Wow.
It was as if the guy had come in and said, you think you can keep me out by fixing that fence? I'll show you I can come through. We haven't had any breaks along here. The only one was just after we had fixed this fence.
Wow.
How the elephant knew, it's just too coincidental.
Yeah.
This airport used to be an old military base. Now with a military base, if you've got aircraft with guns on them, they have to face into a big sandbank or something like that. And it's called a revetment. So in the old days when the military was here, if they had aircraft with guns, they would park them here and face into the revetment area.
Just in case they would discharge.
In case they had an accidental discharge, Okay, the next flight will be coming in just now. I'm not sure where it's going to come in.
Let's see. I can see if I have them here. Cape Town, Skukuza, right?
Yeah.
So they are landing towards the south, so 17, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're coming in towards the south, eh?
Yeah, toward the south. Landing in 1 or 2 minutes.
1 or 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, there it comes in there now. Marshalla for Mac, Marshalla.
Marshalla.
Do you know the aircraft's on short finals? 17?
17, copy.
Thank you.
This is some next level plane spotting right here.
Okay, we're at the aircraft now.
Okay, when you're ready. Traffic in the Skukuza area on frequency 128.35, a radio check. How do you read? I read you strength 5, 651.
Descending past 15,000 feet, 13 minutes out.
Link 651 on frequency 128.35, radio check. How do you read? 651 Romeo Skukuza Station, base radio check. How do you read? Can we have transmission on 125.25 Skukuza Station? Link 651 Romeo Skukuza Station, good afternoon.
Hello, arrival time 1056 from 7 crew, 70 passengers, estimating a fuel. I did say 1056.
Okay, estimating the fuel 1056, 7 crew, 70 passengers. Latest observed surface starter at your discretion. Wind 066 at 5 knots. Temperature 31 degrees, QNH 1018. Confirm if you'll be taking fuel on arrival, Skukuza Station.
Thanks very much. Copied all. Negative on the fuel. 6500. Yes, you should.
Okay, negative on fuel, Skukuza Station. 056, negative on fuel.
Copy.
Apron, Kilo Mike.
Kilo Mike ahead, apron.
651 landing at 1056.
Incredible terminal, just lovely. A place I'd go on a holiday to, just to sit here at the terminal, to the really unique wildlife control situation out here in the middle of Kruger National Park. So cool. I hope you enjoyed checking out this place as much as I did. Brief visit here. I hope to come back and do a longer stay. Anyway, get a little taste of the Airlink operation here. So impressive, seeing these aircraft in this tiny little bush airfield, basically. Just amazing all around. So, in Kruger National Park for Flight Radar 24, I'm Gabriel Lee.
Ha ha.